Good morning, students. In the previous class, we discussed about all the components in the computer. Okay, ma? So, what is the purpose of each block in computer we learn? Okay, ma? Now, in this class, we learn the bus structure. Okay, ma? Bus structure. Generally, what is meant by a bus? Yeah, bus means that is a group of lines. Okay, group of lines. So this bus is used to communicate between the two devices. Okay, ma? The bus is used for communicating between the two devices. This bus is used. Okay, ma? So here we are having, that means this creates a communication path between the two devices. Like in the previous class, in the functional units of a computer, we are knowing the input unit, processor, and output unit. So what is the function there? The input is giving from the input unit to the processor. So the processor do whatever the operation we require, and the output will be giving to the output device. Okay, ma? That means that we need a data transfer between the two devices. Okay, ma? A data transfer between the two devices. That's why there this bus creates a communication path between the two devices. Okay, so here, see here. Bus structure means a communication pathway connecting two or more devices. Okay, ma? When a when a word of data is transferred between units, all its bits are transferred in parallel. Okay, ma? All its bits are transferred in parallel. Okay, that is parallel means simultaneously all the bits are transferred. Okay, that is the bits are transferred simultaneously over many lines. Okay, one bit per line. Okay, here the bus means that is having a group of lines. Okay, each line transfers one bit of information. Okay, each line transfers one bit of information. Okay, ma? That's why here the bits are transferred simultaneously over many lines. That is one bit per line. Okay, a group of lines that serve as a connecting path for several devices is called a bus. This is the definition of a bus here. Okay, a group of lines that serves as a connecting path for several devices is called a bus. Okay, a group of lines connected to different devices is called a bus. Okay, here bus can carry data and control signals. Okay, bus can carry data and control signals. That means by using the bus, the data will be transferred or the control signals will be transferred. If you are taking the single bus, this is simple way to interconnect functional units. Okay, ma? This is the simple way to interconnect functional units. Okay, so if you are taking the single bus structure, this is the single bus structure. So this is the bus. For this bus, we are connecting input device, output device, and the memory unit and the processor. Okay, ma? And the processor. Here, if here the input, the data will be transferred from the input to the processor. Whenever this processor completes the operation, then this processor gives the output to the output unit. Suppose in the execution of the instruction, if we want the memory, that means the data from the memory location, then the data is taking from this memory. Okay, so in this way the data is transferred from one device to another device. Okay ma, here we are having data bus, data bus, control bus, address bus, control bus. Okay ma, here what the data bus contains, here data bus means data lines are there in that data bus. So what it indicates, based on data lines, we know the word length of the processor. Okay ma, the word length of the processor. Suppose if the number of data lines are 8, okay, then that will be taking as 8-bit processor. The word length is 8 bits. Okay ma, suppose if you are taking 32 data lines, okay, then the 32-bit processor, that will be known as. Okay ma, so like that we are taking the number of data lines as data bus. Okay, next address bus. What it contains, address bus means that is having number of address lines. Based on this number of address lines, we know the memory capability of the processor. Okay, the memory capability of the processor. Suppose if you are having a 16 number of address lines, okay, 16 number of address lines, then this contains based on this number of address lines, we know the total memory capability of the processor, that is 2 power 16 memory locations are there. If 16 address lines are there in the processor, then 2 power 16 memory locations are there. Okay, 2 power 16 means this will be written as 2 power 6 into 2 power 10. Okay, a power m into a power n. Okay, based on that, we separate this. 2 power 6 means this value is 64. Okay, so 2 power 10 is taking as 1 kilo. Okay, ma, 1 kilo. That's why here 64K locations will be there whenever the processor having 16 number of address lines. Okay, ma. Suppose if the processor having 20 number of address lines. Okay, if the processor having 20 number of address lines. Okay, so how many memory locations are there? 2 power 20 memory locations. Okay, ma. 2 power 20 means that will be taking as 2 power 10 into 2 power 10. Okay. 2 power 10 into 2 power 10. That is 1K into 1K. That is equal to 1 mega locations are there in the processor. Okay, ma. Like that here, based on this number of address lines, we know the total memory capability of the processor. Okay, ma? That means it is a collection of bytes used to identify particular location in the memory. Okay, to identify the particular location in the memory. That's why it holds the address of memory. Okay, ma? Next, control bus. Control bus. Control bus means it regulates the activity on bus. Okay, it regulates the activity on bus. This is the purpose of data bus, address bus, and control bus. Okay, ma? So here in this diagram, all units, that is input unit, output unit, memory unit, and the processor, all units are connected to this bus. This is the bus here. Okay. This is the bus we are taking. Okay, ma? Here, this is a single bus is used here. Okay, ma? Single bus is used. That's why this is used for only one transfer at a time. Okay, only one transfer at a time. That is only one transfer means between two units. Between two units, the data is transferred. That's why at a time only two units can actively use the bus. Okay, ma? Only two units can actively use the bus at any given time. Okay, only one data transfer is going. So that is only one data transfer means between two devices. Okay, ma? Between two devices. That's why at a time only two devices are active. Okay, so here the main advantage of this single bus structure is its low cost. Okay, ma? Low cost and flexibility for acting peripheral devices. That means these are the peripheral devices, input and output devices, also known as peripheral devices. Okay, ma? Suppose if system contain multiple buses, then here we are getting some concurrency in operations by allowing two or more transfers to be carried out at the same time. Okay, ma? Two or more transfers to be carried out at the same time if multiple buses are used. Okay, here based on this, the devices connected to a bus vary widely in their speed of operation. Okay, ma? That means the speed of operation will be varied. Okay, some electromechanical devices here, such as keyboard and printers. That means the input means we are using keyboard and mouses. Okay, and the output unit means what are the devices for output devices? What are the devices we are using? Monitor and printer. Okay, ma? So here based on the some electromechanical devices such as keyboard, that is input, and printers are relatively as others like memory and processor units operates the electronic speed. Okay, ma? Electronic speed. So here, based on the input devices and output devices, suppose if we want to transfer the data from this input to the processor. Okay. So after doing the operation in this processor, the data will be transferred from this processor to output device. Okay, suppose if we want to take some input data from this memory, then that will be going from this memory to the processor whenever the instruction is executing. Okay, ma? Like that, to transfer the data or control signals, between the two devices, we are using this bus structure. Okay, ma? Suppose if we want to print a file, okay, in general example, if one word file is there, so that word file is printing through the printer, then what happens actually here? That is the transfer of character from a processor to the printer. That means from the processor to printer. Printer means that is output device. Okay, ma? Printer means that is output device. Okay, here the processor sends the character over the bus to the printer buffer. Okay, ma? To the printer buffer. That means one word will be processed from this processor to the printer. Okay, so here the printer means that is buffer. That means that will be stored the data which is coming from this processor. Okay, so once the buffer is loaded, the printer can start printing without further intervention by the processor. That means once the printer buffer is loaded, then what happens? The printer starts the printing. Okay, ma? The printer starts the printing here. Here, the bus and the processor are no longer needed and can be realized for other activity. Okay, that means once we are giving printing, then that printing will be activated. Okay, ma? So in that way, the data will be transferred from one device to another device by using the bus. Okay, the main here data bus, address bus, and control bus. Data bus means by using these data lines, we know the processor word length. Okay, ma? Address bus means address lines. By using the number of address lines, we know the total memory capability of the processor. Okay, the control bus means it regulates the activity on the bus. Okay, and you understand? So all of you practice this diagram and learn this concept. Okay, ma?